people on the product. And I think for us, we've had some really good retailers. We were just talking about one today that came on with us, Owl's Nest Barbecue. He's awesome, but he sold a lot of product, but he's passionate about it. Yep. He talks about it. He educates his people, his staff, everybody on it.
Well, the rib talk is just about over with, since it's been a little over a week since the Great Rib Championships. The talking, the reviewing, the discussion is just about almost over. Tomorrow night on the Barbecue Central show, I'll be on at 10:15, and we'll be doing a recap, and that'll be the last of the discussion of the rib contest. Welcome, everybody. It's Monday, and that is catch-up night here at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Center here high atop White Oak Mountain in Ooltewah, Tennessee. Pete is on vacation. He'll be gone for the next 23 days. Let's see, what is today? Today's the 7th. No, next 20 days. He'll be gone a long time. So we'll muddle through, and we'll miss him, but we'll do a good job, I promise. With that, we got a great guest lined up for you. We're going to be talking barbecue pits in just a few moments with Justin Free. But first, I want to go over things. We got some a lot of stuff coming in the store, and I tell you, by Memorial Day, we will be busting at the seams. We've already got a lot of stuff in now. We'll have a ton of stuff by May the 1st. And by Memorial Day, we'll be busting at the seams. It'll be wide open. So if you've been looking for a place to buy your barbecue supplies and you're not finding it, make the drive to Ooltewah. Okay, if you're not too far, we've had people come up from Huntsville, from Atlanta, from Nashville. Several people come down every month from Knoxville, Athens, Cleveland, of course, from Crandall, Georgia, Ringgold, North Georgia area. It's not that far, and it's worth it. I promise. You'll be blown away by the selection. And I always tell people will come in and say, they'll say, "Oh, Steve, do you have such and such rub by such and such person?" And I'll go, "No, I don't. But I assure you, I've got something in this store that's close and probably just a little bit better." And they usually find something. They go, you're right. We've got a sample bar. You can come in there and you can sample the rubs. You don't have to buy it blind. You go back here and sample it and say, "Ooh, I like that," or "Ooh, I don't like that taste." And I'll take that one. I'll sample this one and I'll buy it. and I'll show you where it is on the shelf. You can pick it. It's just that easy. We've got our Butcher Barbecue stuff is in. We had a huge order of David stuff come in, including those real neat thermometers with the remote thermometer, and we got the electric rechargeable cordless electric knives came in as well. And we got some more spray bottles, the $29.95 professional spritzer bottles. We got plenty of those in stock now. So those are good items to have. I didn't work today. I don't work on Mondays, but I got an email from Malcolm Reed over at Killer Hogs. He said that the our how to barbecue right and Killer Hogs order is at the store now, so it's there. I'll be putting it up tomorrow. So we got a bunch of stuff from Malcolm. He just came in today. We got the Meat Church. Matt's stuff is ordered. Fire Dancer. I talked to Eric Lee today. His chicken rub is on the way. He said it went out today, and it's on the way. Now we're not out of anything. We got plenty of everything. We're getting that backup stock because it's starting to get busy. We've got the Chef Temps wireless thermometers ordered. I ordered 2 dozen of those this time. It's a great tool. They're only going to be $109.95. It's the wireless thermometer that you put in your meat and you hook it up to an app on your telephone. And you can chart your cooks. You can watch the meat being cooked from your phone. I know a lot of you guys like that, and we've got them come. They sold great at Christmas, and we sold out, and we're getting more of those in at $109.95 too. So that's going to be a very good value. And of course, we got plenty of good charcoal and B&B charcoal in stock, lump and briquettes, and we've got plenty of pellets, of course, with more on the way. Plenty of those B&B pellets, and more B&B pellets and more B&B charcoal is on the way. So we are your fuel center. And Pete and I have talked about this almost every week for the last 10 weeks. Charcoal is making a comeback. Our pit barrel cooker sales are just unbelievably up over the last 2 years. And the reason is taste, it's product price. It's not an expensive thing to cook on. It's easy to cook on. It's a little unusual. It's fun, making it fun to cook on. And then once you get the hang of it, which takes about 2 times, I asked Mike Shadwick, he bought one, and he's already an expert on it. They're fun to cook on. Of course, we've got those $3.99 for the big ones, and we got the other ones for $2.99, the little 18.5-inch classics. We got all the accessories. We got covers. We've got baskets, kebabs, different racks. We got everything that you need for your pit barrel cooker. So if you've got one, come on in. If you're looking for something, say, man, I wish I had this and that. I've got it. I promise you. I've got it. If I don't have it, I'll get it quick from Amber Noah. And Amber Glanville, matter of fact, will be with us next Monday night from Pit Barrel Cookers. So we will have her, the owner of Pit Barrel Cookers. She and her husband, Noah, and she will be on the show. And we'll be talking about the Pit Barrel Cooker and all things barbecue. Of course, I'm just excited this year, excited about this grilling season. How the tariffs are going to affect grills prices. Most of the grills, as you know, are made in China. And I had an email or a text from my Green Mountain rep today, and he said you can expect. Got plenty of inventory now, but the things coming in will be subjected to the tariff. So we're going to have to find out what the prices are, and but we've got them in stock now at the regular sale prices. $845 for the ledge, $995 for the peak. I got one peak. One peak and three ledges left right now in inventory. So we got them. If you want them, we got them. We got all the accessories, the rack tees, covers, again, all the baskets, all the not baskets, but the shelves that you need. We stock when we stock something. I try to get all the accessories that go with it. I hate, you hate going in somewhere and they go, oh, I got this, but I don't have the fun stuff. We got the main deal and we got the fun stuff too. So come on in and check that out. If you're interested in a pellet grill, if you're interested in a charcoal grill, we've got the Pit Barrel Cooker. And I think I'm going to order some more of the Napoleon kettles. We had those last year, and they just sold okay. They didn't really fly out of there like I should. They've got a real good price on them. They're better made than a Weber kettle, and they cost less than a Weber kettle. So I think I'm going to get a couple of those and maybe advertise those a little bit more. I know Billy Holland bought one from us, and he loves his. They're super easy to cook on. And you've had a kettle. Everybody's had a kettle except me. I've never cooked on one, but I have a PK. But the Weber, the Napoleon kettle is, I assure you, it's a great. If you're just looking for a good, inexpensive charcoal grill, we're gonna have that too. So we're gonna have everything you need to get going this summer or in spring. By Memorial Day, we'll have all that stuff in, and then we'll make it fun. Let's see. Real quick before we go talk with Justin, I want to have a little recap of Pete's vacation. All right, Pete's wife sent these um, pictures to us, and so there is Pete and Connie sitting on a bench somewhere in um, Holland. Looks like there's a stack of wooden shoes behind them, and look how cold it is. They're all bundled up. It must be freezing for Pete to be that bundled up. And there is the obligatory windmill picture that I demanded, and he came through with from the Dutch land. And this is my favorite. That is Pete and Connie styling some big wooden shoes live and in charge in Holland over in Dutchland. So, what do you think about that? Good for you, Pete. We miss you, but I'm glad you're having a good time. And next Monday we'll be showcasing some more pictures. I'm going to bring this guy back in here in just a second, but I want to show this video again. This is the new. I was looking for an offset cooker that's affordable. We had the Franklin. We're a Franklin dealer, but those things are expensive. They're $5,300, and they're not that big. I mean, the quality is. Don't get me wrong. Quality is unsurpassed. It's fantastic cooker, fantastic offset cooker. But I wanted something in the store that everybody can afford. I didn't want a high dollar cooker. I wanted something that was number one, was made well, that drew smoke and drew heat well, that was big enough to put at least 4 briskets on, or 8 pork butts, something you could get some meat on. Because when you fire these things up, you're out there with them all day, and you might as well make the most of it. So I was looking for something like that, and so this is what I found right here. Now, welcome Justin Free to the show. Justin, did you build that thing all by yourself?
Yes, I did, Steve.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right here. You did a fantastic job. That is, we fired it up on Saturday. I couldn't wait, and we did a bologna. I know, don't laugh, and some little smokies on it. And that thing, it only took me an hour to figure out the damper in the back, which is very unique, and the damper up top, which was easy to use. Um, how did you learn to build these custom smokers like that?
Well, it all started probably, I'd say, 12 to 15 years ago. Me and a bunch of buddies from work entered an amateur barbecue competition they used to have here in Cleveland. just cooking on a drum smoker. Ended up winning first place in ribs, and we was hooked after that. So, obviously a lot of research on the internet, videos, looking at all the different styles of smokers, and figuring out what we wanted to do. We built a couple ourselves, a couple of drums, a couple of vertical smokers. And then I built my first large trailer mounted offset for a guy in Cleveland. You probably see it sitting at the Bradley High School baseball field. It's a big Georgia Bulldog smoker. That was the first large trailer mounted offset that I built. Just a lot of research. I've looked at all these different pit builders across the United States. Texas is a huge one. It's unbelievable how many pit builders there are in Texas in the market out there. But no, really just I see a lot of people that build these homemade ones on Facebook Marketplace and stuff, and they've got this 36-inch cook chamber with a little 18-inch firebox, and just knowing that that's not proportioned right, and it's not gonna draw right. You're not gonna be able to keep it at temperature. So that was a big thing to me, just making sure that researching it enough to make sure that it was going to work properly.
Well, I'll tell you firsthand, having used it, it does work properly. The draw on it is, man, it was just from the minute you start to fire, Justin, it rolls into that chamber and it heated up. Gosh, I was at 250 degrees in about, I think it only took 15 to 20 minutes. And of course I had stack wide open, and the lever that you have on the stack is very unique because the handle's down low and the stack is up high. And the way you've got it, I don't know if you copied that or got inspiration from somebody else, but that it's a very smooth working dampener on top.
Yeah, I did. I've seen several of those different style dampers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, I read a lot of reviews that people do on these other pit builders, and some of them say, I hate having to reach up to the top of that stack and adjust my damper. I would like to have a handle or something that I could adjust it with. And then you see some of them that have that style like I built. So yeah, it's like I said, just a lot of research and trying to build what people want, what would work the best. There's so many different kinds of smokers out there. It's unreal. I'm sure everybody's got their favorites and their preference, but
well, everybody, I think, we as barbecue people, I know myself, we've gotten lazy. Everybody starts out with a real cheap offset, usually, like I did. Go to Lowe's, and back in 2014, I bought that cheap charbroil that leaked like the Exxon Valdez. You couldn't get it up to 250 degrees if you put a torch in it. And you ended up just getting such a bad taste in the cooking of barbecue when you use one of those things that it was you almost said to heck with it. And then you finally stumble upon a good cooker, maybe a Smoky Mountain or a Weber Smoky Mountain, something that'll actually work, and you produce some good food. Then you start looking around, and I know myself. I bought a good offset smoker to use, and we used it for a couple years when we were competing, and it makes good food. And once you get it figured out, and every smoker is different. Once you can get the same brand actually, and it'll cook different than the other floor model sitting right next to it. But once you get it figured out, it's almost a labor of love, babysitting those things, and that's what it is. You got to babysit them. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's part of the fun. Yeah, I wanted to build one that was going to last your grandkids' life. That thing's made out of 1/4-inch rolled steel plate all the way around. That's pretty much the standard on the high-end smokers. You do have some that are 3/8, which I feel like's a little overkill, to be honest. Also didn't paint it at all because I've painted them in the past and I've seen people paint them, and I don't care how high temp the paint is that they say, there's no paint that's going to hold up to the top of that firebox. This the heat that comes off of it that I've found.
Yeah.
So that's why I just did the raw steel seasoned with oil. That way you don't ever have to worry about it, the paint flaking off, and it should never rust as long as you wipe it down good every time after you get done using it.
Well, Justin, I like the rawness, the metal look at it. Of course, that's the trend right now. Everybody who builds these things is building them like that. But I wanted to sell one that's affordable though. That's the key to this whole thing. A lot of these, the Franklin is $5,300. There's others out there that are about the size of yours, and they're good smokers, but they're $4,500 and $5,500. Yours is coming in at $2,995, and I dare you to compare it to a smoker that's $4,500 and find a $2,000 difference in quality. Did you have you done this on purpose? Are you trying to build just a good smoker that every barbecue guy can afford?
Yeah, I can promise you the amount of hours that I put into that thing. I'm losing money on the first one. The first offset that I built that size, that was the first one I built, patio model.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I do, the quicker I'll get at them. And, but
yeah.
I with the hours, I'm definitely not making money on that one. But if I got several other ones, then I would. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous what some of those guys charge for what they're giving you. And most of it is selling the name.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, the name's expensive on some of them, but on this one, I like the door doubles as the firebox dampener, and that's what I like, the way you've got that set up. I don't have a picture of it. It's on the Facebook page. You can go to the Facebook page. I don't think I put a picture of it on here. Let me see if I did. Hang on just a second.
Yeah, that was another thing, researching a lot of these smokers. You see people put the cheap thin dampeners on it, and they end up, that firebox gets hot. So if it's not at least 1/4 inch plate, it's going to warp, I promise. And even the 1/4 inch plate, you can see I put that X brace on the door to make sure that it doesn't warp. But a lot of people are saying that they didn't buy this style smoker because the dampener or the air dampener was designed a certain way, and they rust up, they seize up, they're hard to turn. So that's why I just elected to make it to where you just have an adjustment and a notch on the door that you set your door opening. That's what gives you your air.
And you're gonna come by, when you come by and look at everyone, you're gonna like that feature. It's very, very easy to use. Wide open is just that far, and then it closes. So you've got plenty. I think there's 4 settings on it, I believe it was, Jason.
Yeah,
Justin, is that right?
3 and then closed all the way. So if you're trying to really choke it down, you close it.
And then you can open it. Well, you saw in the video how I had it. You can open it wide to when you start it, to put your wood and your charcoal in. And the firebox is huge. You can. It's easy to get started. I just started mine with charcoal and some wood, like I've started every offset smoker I've ever used, and the draw on it was immediate. Justin, I say that because you can just tell that whoever built this, and I know you built it, but they have built something before, and it wasn't. We bought an offset one time from a guy. It was an old trailer offset, and it was new, but it wasn't very expensive, and it was the firebox was in the back, and that thing it just did not draw worth flip. I mean, you had to build a big fire in it to keep it up around 260 to 270. And when you have to build a big fire, you're going to have to nurse that. I mean, you're throwing logs on it every 30 minutes.
You don't have a big enough firebox to have a good size set of coals, then you're going to be, like you said, you're going to be adding logs every few minutes, and the temperature is going to be pretty volatile because it's going to be spiking up and down.
Exactly.
When you throw on there. So.
Exactly. But this thing, the sweet spot, I told you that sweet spot was right at 285 to 300 degrees, is where and that's where I like to cook. And I felt that once I got it there, it stayed it stayed there just wonderfully. Now I'm sure you could build the fire if you want to go lower than that, 230, 240. All you got to do is just, cut back on the wood and you can get it down there. But I believe once you get it to where you want it to stick, you can maintain it, by maybe a log or two an hour. I feel like, because it really hung in there. And I didn't cook anything. Like I said, I didn't cook anything hard to cook. And hang on, we just had a little internet glitch. I wanted to get the taste on it, and man, it imparted good flavor, especially on that bologna. And I know, don't laugh. I know, I rally against bologna all the time, Justin. Don't
we
post
used to cook it all the time.
I know, don't post your bologna picture, but God, this stuff's good. I mean, it tastes good. So, so good for you, Justin. I'm anxious to be one of your, in your dealer network if you're trying to get one. And I want everybody to come by and look at this thing. And if you want something smaller, Justin can build it. If you want something bigger, I'm sure you can go bigger than this, can't you, Justin?
Oh yeah. So like I was going to say, everything that I've built to this point has been just custom built for people. So whether it's a 250, 500 gallon propane tank trailer mounted, or I've got a guy I'm talking to now that's just wants a small 16-inch cook chamber for his cabin, his hunting cabin. So big or small, I can do anything custom, round firebox, square firebox. Whatever you need. I'm going to try to build a couple of these here and there and put them up there for sale, but I'm always open to anything somebody wants custom built.
Yeah, come by and look at it. If you if you want something different, we can take your order. Now you have to put down a deposit. Now we're not gonna build them on faith. Okay, Justin's a busy guy. He works at M&M Mars, and he's over 4 of the chocolate lines. So he's got the greatest day job in the world, getting to work at M&M. And how long you been there, Justin?
10 years. This August will be 10 years.
That's fantastic. And tell everybody what you do, because to me it's the equivalent to working it over at Little Debbie.
Yeah, so I'm a CI engineer, process engineer is what most people call it. So I'm just over the 7-day lines is what we call. So milk chocolate, peanut butter, theater box, and flavors module.
And you make the tell everybody about the movie theater.
Yeah, all the movie theater packs, the boxes that you guys see. We make those in house. Flavors, make 63 different flavors of M&Ms just in that one module. Peanut butter M&Ms, Twix.
You see, the movie size, the movie theater size box is the best, I think, because you get plenty of what you want. It's not like, it's not like the little ones you get at Walmart or somewhere like that come in the multi-packs. At the movie theater, those babies are in the showcase and they are stacked like cases. Those are like cases of candy. And that's what I like. Of course, they're $20 a piece at the movie theater, but that's okay. Excuse me. That's all right. So what? Yeah, how many often do we go to the movies anymore? Very, very, very seldom. So when you go there, splurge and make sure you give one of the big M&M products, and keep Justin and his buddies in business. On the pits, Justin, is there any way? I know we talked about adding a few things, and of course, when you add something, that adds cost. The only thing I could think of on the pit that's up there now is a plate on top of the firebox that gets hot. Have you had any requests for those?
Like a hibachi grill type?
Well, not so much of a grill. It's just a plate where you might be able to set your charcoal up there. Not hot enough to get it ignited, but get it hot where you do ignite it. It goes fast if you want to do it that way. Keep a cup of coffee up there on it. Maybe even cook something up there. A lot of times in the mornings you can fry eggs while you're cooking, and I think that's the only thing I could really think of that I would like to have on one that if I owned it.
Yeah, it's
But
something super simple that we could do. I mean, all
yeah.
my square fireboxes, I've been kind of throwing around the idea of doing 3/8 inch plate on the top and then just doing a border around it like a grill. And then you could
Mhm.
use it to cook, breakfast, whatever on, and you've got a fire underneath it already. You might as well use it. So even a round firebox, I could make a flat top just as like a warming plate. Couple other things that I was thinking about putting on that was the front shelf, the collapsible front shelf, and maybe the second cooking grate in the cook chamber. But again, I wanted to make it that $29.95 price point where people could afford it. But if they do want a bigger or another second cooking grate inside or a collapsible shelf in the front, stainless steel, expanded metal, warming plate on top of the firebox, like you're saying, yeah, that's all stuff we can do. But
Yeah. So if you can dream it, you can do it.
that's correct.
I like that. I like that.
I like the challenge. So the reason why I quit building them for a couple of years, I got two boys and a girl. All of them are in sports, baseball, football, and I was the coach for most of those. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. Now my kids are in high school, middle school sports. I've got some
Yeah.
time, and I've also wanted to teach my boys how to do this stuff too. So I started doing it again, really to teach them how to weld and fabricate and do this stuff, so they'll be able to do it.
Well, Justin, I'll tell you, you build a great pit. I know you build a great offset pit, and I'm sure if anybody has any questions, just come by the store and I can get you in touch with Justin, and if you can tell him what you want, and he'll shoot you a price. But it's I tell you, it's quality pit. Having cooked on Franklin pits, which I think until this Saturday, that was the nicest offset I'd ever cooked on. Yours cooks just as well. I mean, the airflow is just as good. It's it's a quality piece of equipment. And you know what I like about them? I like it when they're custom built because every one is a one-off. There's nothing that's going to be like the next one you build is going to be different than this one. And I like that. It's kind of an individual thing. I tell you what we'll do. We'll call this one number one. How about that? And then the next one you build be number two, and we'll number them. Okay.
Yeah.
And that'd be kind of cool. So you can get in on number one and come by and look at it. We fired it up. So if you want to come by, if you're interested in it, if you want to come by on a Saturday morning, we can fire it up again and we'll let you cook on it. And cooking on these things doesn't hurt them one bit. It just kind of seasons them even better. And if you like the way it cooks, by golly, we'll load it up on a trailer and you can take it home. It's just that simple. We'll let you cook with it. And not a lot of places will let you do that. All right, Justin, thank you so much. Justin Free, pit builder extraordinaire, Hiawassee Custom Pits, available at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa. Justin, you want to hang while we go over the food pictures?
Yeah, I'll hang out.
All right, good deal.
You
Here
having
we
me
go.
on, Steve.
Oh, you've been great, Justin. I appreciate you so much, and it's been so nice getting to know you. And I love knowing you, getting to know these new guys that they've got an idea and they can help. We can hook up and maybe sell some. Everybody can make a little bit of money, and the customer can find something affordable that they like. I like that. We'll start out with Jeff Maxwell. This one is a couple weeks old. I know I didn't have any food pictures last couple of shows because we've been doing all the rib talk. That is some shrimp scampi in the RV, as Jeff says, and it looks pretty darn good, Jeff. I think he made that at Myrtle Beach. Here is Jason Penley. Looks like he's doing some pineapples on the grill with Grilling Addiction and Butcher Barbecue Grill. I'll tell you, if you've never done pineapples, add a little bit of butter to the top of those. So you ever done pineapples, Justin, on the grill?
I have not. I'm not a big pineapple fan. I'm weird.
Oh, I tell you what, it's good. It's good. Y'all try it. Make it for your kids. And there's Jason's picnic lunch from a couple weeks ago. Look at the pineapples on there. Look at them fries. Look at that big old burger right there. It looks good stuff. All them pickles. Jason does a good job. Here's Perry Collins. Perry is checking in with some looks like some I think looks like a filet to me, maybe. and it looks like he's got some sort of vegetable, maybe a what's that look like to you, Justin? What kind of
Zucchini
vegetables
and
that look
squash,
like?
looks like to me.
Yeah, zucchini and squash. That's what I was thinking of. And he's cooking that on an old country pit grill that he bought at the store. Michael Williams, excuse me, still trying to get this cold out of the way. Got a couple racks of ribs on his pellet cooker. Always perfecting the art of cooking ribs. Michael Williams is. Here's Steve Davis, and Steve posted a lot of pictures. That is some finished tri-tip, which is absolutely delicious. Let's see. I got messed up here. Hold on. And there it is. That's Steve Davidson. That is some of Pete's dip, his special dip that he makes. Steve used the recipe and made a good looks like he made a good batch of that dip. That's Michael's again. This is what I'm looking for. There's Steve Davidson's tri-tip. Have you ever done a tri-tip yet, Justin?
I have not.
Oh, try tri-tip. That is it's the easiest thing to cook, and then Steve Davidson will tell you it is a winner. You look at him; he's got to cook. He's all cooking it offset there, and that's the way you cook them.
Good.
Then you grill them off at the end. Boy, they're good. And here's another little thing. It looks like I can't decide if that's apples or a potato. What's that look like to you, Justin?
Kind of looks like bologna cutting a bologna log cut up in a different way.
Hey, it might be a bologna. You might be right. But then whatever it is, Steve, it looks good. Here's our buddy Thomas Damon from Germany. Now, Thomas, I never thought I would say that you are closer to Pete than I am right now. He is your next door neighbor, Pete, of course, in Amsterdam, and Thomas Damon in Germany. So that's kind of ironic that Thomas is closer to Pete than we are. There are some German hamburgers, and you know what? Those look just about the same as they do here in America. There they are on the grill. Again, they look just about the same. It's amazing how you can be miles and miles and hours apart and everything stays the same. And Thomas also did some breakfast on his Summit gas grill. Boy, it looks like a good medley there on the right. Looks like pork and beans, or beans on the left, but on the right, look at those mushroom caps. It looks like you probably got some egg in there and some sausage and all kinds of good stuff. Man, I like that. And there again, we'll show it again. There's Pete and Connie in the shoes. And there's the windmill. And there is Pete and Connie sitting on a bench freezing to death in Holland. Justin, thank you so much. We're going to get out of here. Hang on a minute. We got a couple comments. Let's go over these. Perry said that's blooming bologna. Okay. You're right, Justin. Blooming bologna. And Steve Davidson says you are correct, Perry. That is blooming bologna. And Steve, you did a great job this week on posting the pictures, man. You looked fantastic. They looked fantastic. And I appreciate everybody. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 10:15 on the Barbecue Central show, I'll be a guest with Greg Rempe, and we will do a recap on the 2025 Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Rib Contest, and we'll be talking about contests in general and events. So it should be a good conversation, and I hope everybody will tune in and listen at 10:15. If you don't get it, it's available wherever you get your favorite podcast, all over the place. Justin, I'm going to get out of here. You're going to get out of here too, and I'll see you at the store, okay? Hopefully I'll call you and tell you that pit got sold. Build me another.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thank you, Justin, so much. Once you've done all your homework and you get all the pieces put together, one thing's perfectly clear. The Pit Barrel Cooker is a cooker that you should be using to make the best barbecue that you can. It's affordable, easy to use, exceptional quality. The Pit Barrel Cooker, it just works. Get your Pit Barrel Cooker at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa, Tennessee. Now at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply, the Pit Barrel is back. The original size, the PBX, and the new Badger Barrel. The Badger Barrel does it all and more with a great price and great quality. Can you do this on your grill? I didn't think so. You can on the Badger. It's hot with an attitude to match. Pit barrels are easy to use. Get your pit barrel at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa.